Greetings. In this video I wanted to talk about cutting cables, which is something that everyone needs to do every once in a while, some more often than others, and there is a number of tools for it, and as you can see there is a selection here. We've got IKEA combination pliers, side cutters, those are Ford steel, so it's a house brand of one of the supermarkets. Those are cheap flush cutting side cutters. The branded rolls on, which is not really a brand. They make all kinds of weird stuff, cheap tools and whatnot, and flashlights and other stuff. But yeah, I've been using those for a while, and here this is a special. So this is what prompted me to make this video. Let me first explain this. So I was today in Tiger, which is one of those shops that sells all sorts of weird oddities. Everything is in Swedish, a bit like IKEA, so products have got funny names and whatnot. But yeah, this was hanging in unexpectedly in the beauty section. Those are apparently cuticle cutters, and they do resemble quite a lot. You know, this stuff, it's the same construction. They're made out of metal, but what struck me in here is the way they are made. They will cut flush, and for precise work, if you want to cut something just right, lead right by the board, those are perfect. And with this, I mean, a lot of people are quite overprotective of the best side cutters that they've paid, I don't know, 50, 60, 80 pounds for a pair of side cutters, and there's some super duper brand with, you know, so many years of experience and unobtainium sinter blades and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, this was £3, and I suspect that this will do amazingly for precise work. This is going to be perfect. So what I've wanted to do here is do a little test, somewhat scientifically. So I've got four pairs of cutting devices, and I've got 4 pieces of 1mm diameter copper wire. And what I'll do, I'll take a cut with each tool on a separate piece of wire, and then we'll look at them through a macro. I don't think it's gonna look well on a microscope, but I had a quick look at through a macro, and the wire comes up quite reasonable. So yeah, let's do it, and let's see what's the difference, because I'm not sure what makes good side cutters, but I think that the aim of the game is to get a flat cut of the wire of the object that you're cutting, so it doesn't produce that squeezed sharp edge. It should be just at the right angle, clean cut. So what I think those £3 cuticle cutters will achieve perfectly, and I suspect none of those will. And yeah, but anyways, let's get to the test. So I've got a Sharpie, so I'm gonna mark those wires so I don't confuse them. I'm gonna put one line on this one. So this is the first object, and I'll cut off both ends just so we have a larger sample. So this is here, and I can see it. I think you can see it on the camera. This is quite horrible in terms of being a flush cut. But anyways, those were actually quite abused. You can see the jaws in one spot are quite damaged. This is a result of stuffing something of hardened steel in here and hammering it in attempt to do a cut. But anyways, let's make 2 lines of this on this wire. That's 1, and yeah, we've got 2 lines. So now we're gonna use the forged steel side cutters. Those are really meant for thicker wires, they're not for electronics works, but yeah, it's nonetheless it's quite handy to have those around. And the cut is already, I can see, is somewhat better than the combination pliers, but still by all means not what we could call perfect. So number 3 will be the Brolson side cutters, flash cutting side cutters. So let's make 3 bands on this. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and let's make 2 cuts. So there's a significant difference between the previous 2 and this one. You see, the blade is angled on both sides, so the jaws bite into and push the material either side of the jaw. On here, one side is completely flat, and the angle is on the other side. So technically what this should do is produce on the good side, where you're cutting it off, a nice flat nice flush cut, and what you're cutting off, it's really not important. So yeah, it did a somewhat job, but I can still feel with a finger that there is some sharp corner. And the last, but hopefully not least, I could leave this one just without any stripes, but since I enjoy using my Sharpie, I'm going to make another stripe, actually 4 on this occasion. There we go, so we've got 4 bands on this one. And let's use the 3-pound cuticle cutter. So I think the results will be surprising. So yeah, let's compare the results. So here we go. So this is the 1 stripe wire. That's just 1 stripe, and so this was cut with the combination pliers, and you can see this is a wedge. So it's very unclean. It's not flush at all. It's got sharp edge. Excuse the camera trying to focus, but this is pretty much as good as it gets with this. And let's try the other end. Yeah, over here even worse. So you can see This is not what you call a clean cut, I guess. But anyways, combination pliers are just for comparison, and by all means not flash cutting. So anyways, moving on, this is the, hold on, it isn't, this one is. So this is the 2-band wire. So this was cut with the side cutters, and it's very much like the combination pliers. A little bit, maybe a teeny bit, the angle is more aggressive, but pretty much the same. So yeah, and strangely they didn't cut they don't cut symmetrically. This might be just this crappy brand, but anyways, let's move on to a 3-band wire, and this was cut with the cheapo flash cutters, and you can see it's far from ideal. It's unsymmetrical, and yeah, it's not pretty at all. Those are cheapo side cutters, so you can't expect miracles. Hold on, let me find, there we go, that's the other end. So the angle is much steeper on this, but I think the jaws are not perfectly aligned, and I might be at fault for that, because I do use them quite a lot for sometimes the tasks they are not designed for. But anyways, they do cut still. So anyways, let's move on to 4-band, and this is what this test was about. So this is the 4-band, and those are cuticle cutters. So let's see one side, and whoa, check this out. So this is the cleanest of them all, and this is the flashest. So the angle that it leaves is almost perfectly at 90 degrees to the outer surface of the wire. So let's see the other one, the other end. As well. So how about that? I've got reasons to believe that for as long as I'll be cutting small stuff with this will last for ages, because well, they are made out of steel, and you know, as long as I don't try cutting steel with them, then I should be fine. But for small electronics jobs, this is amazing. So this leaves almost no. There's a tiny little bit of a line where the two blades meet, but this is minute. So oh, well, I think we've got a winner in a flash cutting contest. Right, so this is quite nice. They are sharp, they do cut copper without any problem. And this is 1mm copper, so this is even thicker than what I'd use them for. Normally, what I'd be cutting is far thinner than this. So this is a section of just a thin wire. This is more like the electronic stuff, and this just clips it without any effort, to be honest. And if you want to cut your wire just a tiny little bit, just to, or get it really close to the board, maybe, this is perfect. So yeah, I think for £3, that's quite a good investment for a little tool to have in your workshop, or your toolbox, or whatnot. Yeah, from unexpected source, the beauty section in a local oddity shop. So I'm quite happy with that. Nice addition to my tool. I mostly like tools that have been repurposed, that they were meant for something else. I found quite a few things like this. But anyways, those side cutters are brilliant. That's my opinion. So if you want one of those, and try them for £3. If you live in the UK, in Tiger, where the rest of the women's stuff is, where they buy stuff for things, whatever they do over there. But yeah, pick up one of those and let me know what you think. For £3 you can't go wrong. Those are almost meant for hobby electronics enthusiasts and just tinkerers and whatnot. So great tool for £3, can't beat it. Value for money, 100%. And if you like the video, please give me thumbs up, or like the video, which is the same thing, and yeah, subscribe for more random miscellaneous content. I shall be making some shortly. That's it for this one. Take care.